welcome to Clear Vision Television. We're here alongside Shane O'Dwyer. How's your day going?
It's good, man. I'm just enjoying this beautiful California weather that we have here.
Oh yeah, fully. What part of California are you in?
Right now, I'm in Agora Hills. I'm from Massachusetts, so it's a big weather jump, and I'm not complaining. It's beautiful outside right now. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
good weather.
Have you recently moved here from the East Coast?
I moved here about a year ago on April Fool's Day. I came out to California to a sober living, so I've been in rehab actually for a year to clean up my life, and now I'm actually going to be working at said rehab. So it's been a wild ride, but I've never felt better, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you been making music since you've been out here in California?
Yeah, I write like every day. I had a little performance at a place called the Milk Room, which that was really cool. Yeah.
We do shows at the Milk Room.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Yeah. A really good, like a mentor of mine, actually, Patrick Ridge, he had a meet and greet type thing for his company, Learning to Lose, and they asked me to play some songs. So I had a little experience playing there, but I'm really looking forward to, I'm gonna be recording a lot more come April 1st, but since this year, I've been just writing all new material because I'm working on a new EP that I want to put up, a solo EP. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's crazy.
Did you always start making music originally? I noticed that you also released music in a band too.
Yes, I was in a band called Dirty Laundry. That was like the heart of my life. But since coming out to California right now, I'm like hyper focused on working on my solo stuff because obviously I'm far away from the band now and I plan on staying out in California.
Definitely.
So yeah, I miss those boys though.
What was it like playing out in a band on the East Coast?
Oh, it was amazing. It was like the fellowship I never had. We were really close, and we had all the magical moments that I think anyone would expect to have with being in a band, but we were always together, and we played amazing shows, and the scene I was a part of in Worcester, Massachusetts was beautiful, and I'm still really close with all those people, but some of the most memorable shows, I've had a lot of crazy experiences playing some of those shows out there. Yeah, I'll never forget it. I'm playing with a couple new people out here in California, so that's been really cool, especially because it's out of my comfort zone. Just playing with new people, and it's always really interesting, so I'm really enjoying that. It's been cool. I've been playing with this girl in El Segundo, is that how you say it? Segundo. Yeah. I've been jamming with her, so she'd kill me for saying it, but it has a White Stripes vibe, like our relationship. So it's cool. So, but yeah, just working on that. But yeah, I miss those boys a lot. Dirty Laundry, yeah.
Hell yeah. How would you say your music's changed since working with them?
Well, since getting sober, because I'm about to be a year sober now, I have learned a lot about myself, and I'm reflecting a lot more on what I'm writing, and it's more romantic, I guess, for me. Like I'm just putting a lot more time and patience into the actual art form rather than just like balls to the wall jamming. I think I'm just taking it a lot more serious and I'm being more serious, but not being too hard on myself about making quality stuff. I'm at this point where I just want to make shit I believe in. Really? No matter the outcome, I just want to be present with the music that I'm creating. And hopefully like anyone who listens could feel that energy too. But I guess I'm still finding myself, and my way of finding myself, my map work is just through the music I'm making. So it's an interesting phase right now. That's why I'm really keen on just like taking it as it comes and just being present all together with what is being like. It's like seed to stem of a flower that I'm not sure what type of flower it is, but I know it's going to grow into something, you know? Yeah. Totally. So I'm kind of just going with it.
Being based in the moment with the music, what is that like to you? Like, how do you create?
Um, it's all unplanned. I kind of like before I would like try to fish for songs and materials, and like I find it best when I'm not really trying at all. Like I just kind of let it come to me, or I write a lot at the most random moments. Like prior, I'd kind of sit down and try to force myself to write, but now it's just like something will just come to me, and I just like kind of follow the music's lead rather than trying to chase down the music. I just let the music come to me, and just I don't know how to really explain it. It's like a wave is natural in the ocean, and I'm just surfing that natural wave. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sound waves for sure.
yeah, no pun intended. Yeah.
Do you usually start off by thinking like a melody that comes to mind, or do you write a guitar riff?
It's usually for me, it's a little bit of melody and words first, and then I'll try to match it with chords and chord progressions, and then I kind of look at that like a skeleton. And then once I have the skeleton down, it could be like a song with like A, G, C, F, but I know the more that I play and get to know the song, it could blow. Like I'll sit down and think I'm writing a sad song and it ends up being like a fucking banger, you know? It's like really unpredictable, but it's weird. Like when I was even in the band, like a lot of the songs that I wrote, we didn't even use. Like most of the songs that we had came from just jamming and like kind of like freestyling lyrics and stuff off the top of my head, and then finding things that could fit into it. It was like a puzzle piece of like 9 different songs into one. Whereas now I'm just kind of sticking to a certain theme of what I've written and like hyper focusing on that and going off of that. It's just, so it's like I'm not in control of it at all. It just kind of comes, you know?
Yeah. Do you have access to your own recording equipment?
Yeah. So I have like a lot of people that make their own music and they're big producers. So I have a bunch of cool homies that are willing and there to help me. Like I think even after this tonight, I'm gonna be recording with a buddy. But I want to, before I record, I like to have the song down 100%. I do a lot of just me and the acoustic guitar in a room, and I'll play something, and if I really like it and I feel a special bond with it, I'll record it. That's why I'm being very careful right now with what I want to record, because I know what I want to put out. I want it to be something completed that I'm 100% on myself personally, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I'm in the works of a lot of different material that I can't wait to put together and finally kind of rebrand what I'm working on.
Hell yeah. Do you have any ideas or names for any projects you're working on?
No, right now because I suck at names. I didn't even name our band. Someone in another band named us, and I've just always been bad at names. So right now, when it comes to like my own music, I'm just going by my name. But I've thought about it. I don't know. So I'm just sticking to my name. It's just what my mother gave me, you know?
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to being in California now, outside of making music?
Well, I'm living this whole new life, especially being sober. Like, I was partying way too much, and I was always running from myself and numbing myself with drugs and alcohol. So now that I'm like accepting who I am and not running anymore and kind of facing my problems and just being sober and being present, I'm just more or less interested in what the universe has to offer to me rather than what I'm trying to get out of the universe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just enjoy the show, and California is a great place to enjoy it. Like, so I'm just interested in like the opportunities of the moment that come forth with me. So I have no idea what's going on, to be honest, but that's enough for me to enjoy the show, I guess. So it's not really like day by day, it's like minute by minute for me. So that's kind of how I'm working it. Yeah. So yeah.
Have you been able to experience any DIY scenes so far being out here, other than the little milkroom community?
The hip hop, I've ended up in like a Lil Peep underground scene a couple of different times. So that was pretty interesting. I haven't been really involved in like fucking instruments and shit. Like, So I want to get my toes in the water there. And like I said, I'm excited because I'm going to be a lot more independent come April 1st. I'm going to try to play as many open mics and whatnot as I can, but I'm definitely open to get involved with shows and whatever is going around in LA. So I'm sure it will come, but I don't know really where to go. I don't know if you know any like local spots that people like me would go to.
Yeah, I actually just found this new venue called No House that throws a lot of punk shows and rap
really?
shows too. There's just like
That's
a
right.
DIY venue that the people live at too, so it's just like a
Oh, word. No.
one of those whole it's in downtown
Cool.
LA.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. I'll definitely check that out. Do they have like an Instagram or something? Or,
I don't think so, but we're gonna include them in our next issue of our magazine, so there'll be like
Cool.
information to reach out to them through there.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah. I'll definitely look into that. Thank you.
For sure. Have you been able
Yeah.
to collaborate with people in California or in the past? Like, who would you shout out?
My friend Shay, she's I've been jamming with her, the El Segundo girl. She's been really comfortable to make music with, and we're like into a lot of the same stuff. So it's been a blast writing with her, and just me and her getting out of our comfort and just sitting in a room with an acoustic guitar and just fucking jamming and finding things we like. And we're really consistent and persistent with what we're working on. We're both very passionate minded people, and we want it perfect in our own way. So it's been really enjoyable working with her. And I've been working with this kid Caleb, who I went through the sober living with. He now works for Ridge Productions. He's an amazing, that dude is crazy behind a keyboard and a camera. So
Dope.
yeah, him and definitely Pat Ridge. He's been such a big help with everything and anything creative. He's been just really supportive. And yeah, so shout out to Shay, Caleb, and Pat. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Do you have any music videos released or in the works?
Yeah, I got one out. It's for my song LDR Life, which is on YouTube. That's like my first really legitimate music video I've ever done, and that song means a lot to me too. It's kind of a tribute to when I was going at the lowest of my addiction and stuff. I went through psychosis because it got so bad, and I don't know if you're familiar with psychosis, but it's really scary stuff. And the only thing that made me feel comfort was actually Lana Del Rey's music. So it's kind of a tribute to her in a sense. And I don't know, this song carries like a pretty good message, I think, and it means a lot to me. So it's cool having that song with the music video. But yeah, if you or anyone wanted to check that out, it's LDR Life on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a trip. I think the director made me look a lot more cooler than I am. Yeah. So it's like I'm still at that point where I'm getting more involved personally with my art, that I'm like, all right, now I have the patience and the confidence to really like baby this artwork into like a fully grown space alien.
Yeah.
You know, like, so yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this EP and what comes from it artistically, I think. But yeah, this whole thing means a lot to me, so we shall see. Yeah.
This is kind of a broad question, but in the like current times we live in, what's your perspective on just like DIY culture, just like being a creative person nowadays?
I think it's everything. My roots go back to skateboarding, and it reminds me of that because a lot of the scene in skateboarding that I was involved in was very DIY. And even growing up working on DIY skate parks and the community and the people that were brought together to create something that they believed in, and there was no strings attached, there was no payday. It was just all for the beauty of like being fellowshipping and involved in something that everyone can connect to so much because like that's who they are.
Yeah.
And that's why I find so beautiful about DIY shows and like everything that comes with it, because you got the Wallflowers and the Cultural Outlaws like coming together and being in their own space finally, like the space that like in high school you may not have found. Like it's for the misfits and like those types of people. And I think if it wasn't for the DIY culture, where I don't know where art would, like raw, genuine, authentic art, like where it would go. Like it reminds me of like Andy Warhol's Factory or like
Yeah.
CBGB, like all like, I don't know. I think the DIY culture is so fucking important, and it is the most important aspect of anything involved in art. I think it brings all the right people together, and the people that are brought together, it inspires them to be themselves, to maybe start a band, to have an art show. Because you take that away, the culture that we live in right now, it's fucking, to me, it's mean, it's nasty, it's closed-minded, especially with like, I think TikTok's great, but a lot of like what we see on TikTok, it's very contained to certain themes. And I think a lot of people may feel bad about themselves when they watch it, or may not think they're good enough or pretty enough or whatever. But when you fall into these environments, like these DIY places, like you're seeing yourself in so many people, and you're seeing people who like want to sit there and be a part of what you're doing. And I think, yeah, and I just think if you take that away, it's like it kind of ruins the beauty of like why we do what we do. I know I'm kind of rambling right now. But
no, that's real as fuck, especially with
DIY is everything.
Yeah.
You
know? No, it trips me out though with like TikTok, like you're saying, because like I think it's could be badass for DIY culture. It's already like connecting us with so many other artists and helping out people get the confidence to start a band or release their own music and start throwing shows. But at the same time, there's probably other people that see the other side of TikTok that's trying to be like the industry pressure of like, oh, you need to create every single day, you need to make music that hits streaming numbers, and then they lose track on the real like community building aspect of the DIY scene.
Yeah, I think I don't know, it's so important. That's why I kind of get nostalgic for the 90s. Like I wish we were living in like Seattle in like 1993, but that's not how it is anymore. So that's why I think it's so important that we keep the spirit of honestly rock and roll, and it's found in those places. And I can't stress enough how important I think those spaces are. Those spaces are the reason that I was even comfortable enough to be like, yeah, I love music too, and yeah, I want to get on stage and play for my friends.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, I feel like if those spaces and scenes didn't exist, I'm not sure what I'd be doing. You know.
Same, honestly.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's the last thread of rock and roll and everything we believe in left, I think. So we gotta hold on to that as tight as we can.
Honestly. And I think it's badass that like spirit of punk rock or rock and roll, like DIY ethic, translates to like pretty much any art form nowadays.
Yeah, it's everything. Everything. Yeah.
Do you have anything you'd like to say to like up and coming artists or creatives who are trying to get like their name out there, or just like join those communities?
Someone is out there that feels exactly like you do. Someone is as pissed off with what pisses you off as you do. Like someone's out there that is going to tell you that it's okay and that you're not alone, and that at the end of the day, whatever you're passionate about and whatever you love, do it. Don't let anyone stop you, and believe in yourself unmercifully, and understand that people, like, I believe in energy, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to maybe slip a comment or base an opinion that's going to bring you down and kind of set you off your track. But you just remember that whatever you love and whatever you're doing, if you believe in that and you stay true and honest with what you believe in, no one can stop you from that. And I don't mean to be corny, but it's just I think it's so important to be present and just, like, you know who you are, like, flex your colors, be weird, be strange, test boundaries, push your limits, and whatever you want to do, fucking do it. And just as long as you believe in yourself and know that you're not alone and there's people out there just as strange and colorful as you, like, I think the world's yours. It's tough. It's so much easier said than done because I still struggle with it, but there's so many people out there that are looking out a different window but seeing the same thing. And I think the idea of that brings so many people together when you put your artwork out there and let that person from across the world know that, like, oh shit, you feel the same, like I'm gonna do that too. And I think it's a domino effect of just helping the misunderstood be understood. And I think that's the beauty of art, and it's very important that we take what we've been given and shed a light on it so other people can do the same fucking thing, and to keep that spirit of rock and roll just in pure effect, you know. So just rock and roll, dude, and be unmerciful. Check out my tunes, share it if you dig it. If you don't like it, I appreciate you listening. I'm streaming everywhere, Shane J. O'Dwyer, and I don't know, just keep rocking. And I love everyone.